This video is a follow-up video on life energy and breatharianism and my viewpoint and perspectives on what I think these things are, and this being, you know, based on my experience and me chasing the dragon from that experience and trying to tame the beast to disclose its anatomy so many people can benefit. I really do hope to, provide some information on breatharianism and life energy. To start, the way I came across trying to understand life energy is because of the outcome of my experience in satiating the body without using sugars, without incorporating sugars, because the reason I was trying to do that was to starve critters in the body, starve parasites in the body, as I felt that these things were playing on my emotion and causing a drug-like state or hypnotic trance that caused me to have ravaging cravings towards sweets. And I wanted to see what would happen if the body, if I basically put some discipline in and decided not to take any type of excess sugars into the body and only had the body produce its sugars from the amount of plant-based carbohydrates from green leafy vegetables. With that, I incorporated massive amounts, exaggerated amount of nutrients, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals into the body in order for the body to use it as it wanted to satiate itself, repair itself until it came to a certain outcome. I wanted to just stop hunger altogether, as I know hunger is just a cry for fuel. Fat, I know, could be used as a substitute for sugar, and so this is why I really lean towards that. Anyway, the outcome was me having a very, 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 very electrical, clean, powerful source of energy surging through my body, where I just felt just immensely electrical. It's an experience I've never felt before doing raw vegan at any time. I've bodybuilt doing raw veganism for a year and had really unstable attempts thereafter, and really loved what it could do, and I wanted to push it beyond the information I had got from everything I had basically studied and learned from the videos I watched and things that I read. So I basically just dumped things into the body that the body needed and saw what happened. And what I had to do is look at the electrical relationship, or look at the electrical aspect of nutrients within the food, and also just the nutrients themselves. And I saw that all nutrients taken into the body are meant mainly to facilitate electrical energy. It's meant to build a type of, construct the body and build a platform in which the body becomes it's just a network of a clear network of electrical conductivity. That is the main thing. When I went through this experience, I had another accident on an accident, which involved me being nervous about the fact that I went with so many days taking these nutrients in my body no longer talking to me, because my body had so much energy that it literally, the pain with the pain that I had suffered from years with, completely ceased, completely stopped. Noise about things like hunger and all these other things, that stress in general, ceased in my body, and that's what I was used to hearing my body communicate to me about. Those things ceased, and I got nervous because I couldn't hear it anymore, and I thought it was maybe somehow dying, but it didn't make any sense because I felt so much strength. but I do know that there are weird things that can happen within a diet. Like people kind of uh, you know, kind of running off of adrenaline and suddenly then passing out. So I didn't know if it was something weird or chemical in which I was kind of having some type of maybe I was experiencing some type of kick of energy only to just completely pass out, completely just become suddenly drained. And so I didn't want to experience this, and I was a little bit nervous, so I went and ate pasta, vegan pasta, and that took all my energy away. Everything I felt, I really then felt nervous, and I realized that where I was actually a lot better in terms of the way, the condition of my body. So that raised an eyebrow, and I then looked into sugar, because that's what pasta is a carbohydrate. It was a complex sugar. I looked into sugars in relation to electrical energy, and I found right there that sugar is a resistor of electrical energy. All sugar is a resistor of electrical energy in excess, unless it's being burned or used. It is a resistor of electrical energy in the body, and because the experience I had, void of all sugars, caused my body to be more energized than it ever. Then I realized that there has to be a little bit more to sugars in the way we're consuming them. I believe that we should somehow obtain these sugar molecules via a second way, or just not the way that we're doing it, because I believe we're obstructing the electrical energy in our body by taking excess sugar into the blood. Anyway, once I kind of went through the whole electrical aspect of nutrients, then I started looking into I started feeling certain characteristics that I thought maybe breatharians, or ideally a breatharian, should experience. And I thought to myself, what is the relationship between air, oxygen, breathing, and electroconductivity or conductivity? And I found out that there is a relationship between oxygen, breathing, and electricity. And that is a thing called Bohr's effect, Bohr's law, which means that when hemoglobin cells become alkaline or electrical, then they're able to pull on or gather more more oxygen molecules through the atmosphere within the lungs onto the hemoglobin molecule to be facilitated and carried through the body. It's literally like the body or the hemoglobin cells having an iron molecule at its base becoming an electromagnet, meaning that the more electricity that surges within each hemoglobin molecule, the more magnetic the field is in which that the body is able to pull more oxygen into the lungs through every inhalation. And this causes even more electricity to facilitate better, more efficiently through the body once the body is able to pull in more oxygen molecules. Then I thought, I'm like, okay, then this is interesting. There's a relationship between high conductivity and oxygen. And after that, I started looking into life energy itself and found an amazing amount of things. And the last video I talked about the different scientists that I kind of skimmed over and looked at the basic general conclusions that they came to, and came to my own conclusions, and went further with it, and found that when they mentioned how certain material is able to attract and repel life energy, I saw that the material that they mentioned was the same material that is found in every nutrient, and essentially that there's just no coincidence that food itself is meant to facilitate the gathering of life energy and the attraction of life energy. So it's multifaceted. Nutrients cause conductivity, and at the same time it causes it's able to have another aspect in which it draws in certain energies. And what I was focusing on primarily was life energy. And when you look into life energy, what's interesting is that life energy, in terms of ether, scalar energy, zero point energy, orgone energy, is a primordial energy that is the foundation of which all other energies arise from. Basically, this energy gives birth to all other energies and matter itself. So when you take in this stuff, you're able to accumulate this in high amounts, then amazing things starts happening into the body where things hadn't happened before. I'm gonna try to kind of consolidate things a little bit faster because I don't want this video to be too long. When you look at breatharianism, and you see these people who just suddenly stop eating, they're missing out on a lot because they haven't mastered eating before they can graduate into a state of non-eating. Even in a state of non-eating, you're still eating, but your body is trying to literally climb up a ladder of certain elements that it needs in order to your body uses certain elements and nutrients as a tool to pull in and trap this energy. And by people just stop eating, they're whatever route that they're trying to take, hope it works for them, but it's not going to work. I think it's not going to work because they don't understand food enough to understand life energy and the relationship between food and life energy. Food is not a thing that you want to stop. Food is a survival currency. It's a thing you want to master. Food is a tool for life energy. So by stopping, it's almost like saying that you want to fish with just your hands. You could do that, but if you haven't, but I'm gonna probably get more fish by using a fishing rod as opposed to just trying to leap in the water and use it with my hand. If you use it with your hand, you're a badass, true. But I'm gonna have the ability to capture more fish in deeper depths and basically have a huger range and scope of a scope in which I can basically have a larger platform in which I can get this food. And so I feel like raw food and nutrients are basically fishing hooks or fishing rods, and you use it to fish. Weird comparison, but you use it to fish life energy. And so you have that. Now, one thing I want to mention really quick, because I usually like to end off with 13 minutes, but I don't think it's going to happen. So another conclusion I came to was that Wilhelm Reich said that life energy was very much a primordial radiation, but it is a radioactive substance, not in the radiation that we think of. It is a radiation, but it's a different type of radiation. And when thinking about breathing, breatharianism, and how ancient martial arts masters who mentioned the Dantian or Ayurvedic philosophies that speak about the navel chakra and how breathing facilitates this energy, and also just concentrating and gathering life energy from the environment into your body, into the intestine, we'll start seeing a lot of interesting similarities between ancient philosophies on the intestine and modern scientific studies on the intestine being the second brain, having more nerves than the nervous system itself, and actually having a separate nervous response, meaning that it basically acts on its own and makes decisions on its own. And by just kind of looking into the gut, knowing that we can pull air, oxygen into the intestine, I wondered what was there. The only thing I do know there that we have more than anything is flora, bacteria. And our body is composed of 3 different types of cells. We have mammalian cells, we have mitochondrial cells, and we have bacteria cells. And our body is composed of 3 different things. And this is very powerful because it's 3 different types of DNA. And especially with the bacteria, that's tons of different types of DNA, different species of bacteria. So looking at the bacteria, I wanted to see the bacteria relationship to energy, and I know that they're able to synthesize certain nutrients for the body, and I wonder if they can do a little bit more than that. So knowing that life energy is radiation, I looked at different trophic types, chemotropic, phototropic, thermotropic. So chemotropic meaning you have bacteria that feed off of chemicals, right? Nutrients that are already present, maybe like from a decaying animal or plant. Then you have phototrophic, which means that this thing uses photosynthesis. And then you have thermotrophic, meaning that it uses the energy from heat in order to facilitate its metabolism. But then I found an article that many don't even know about, and scientists discovered a radiotrophic bacteria. And this, me jumping to conclusions as I do, it's a very fun thing to do because I love to imagine, and I really did think that this radiotrophic bacteria would be the answer to a bacteria in your intestine. It may be a type of species, dormant species, that start to kind of engage in the action of synthesizing this radiation, ambient radiation. Once it becomes concentrated into the body, basically breaks it down or refines it, whatever you want to call it, into electrical energy into the body. And this is why there's so many nerves in the body. Nerves are which information and actual energy is able to travel across. It's not just information, but it's also energy. And so this is outstanding. This was outstanding to me because I knew that there's more species in the intestine than we even know about. So if our body has the ability to, when in constant exposure to a certain environment, like say, for instance, I'm lactose intolerant, but by me exposing myself little by little to dairy, my body will adapt and get used to it and produce a bacteria for it, and so on and so forth, for meat, for all types of stuff. And so I think it's no different from this energy, this 0 point energy, which is proven to be as an actual thing, dark matter, all this stuff, chi, prana. It is gathered and concentrated through the nutrients that you provide for your body, which at the same time your body becomes conductive, in expectation that the bacteria will take the life energy and break it down into electrical energy through the rest of the body. And that is what sums it all up as far as my perspective. But in order to do that, there's other things that need to be done, and I'll post up another video soon in explaining that. Thank you for watching.